Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieved this look. This is basically my signature purple look. Whenever I want to play with some color but I don't want anything that is too out there, I always default to this look. I have worn this look a couple of times in videos in the past, and every time I've worn it I would get so many comments being like, sis, drop the eyeshadow. How'd you do this eyeshadow? What palette did you use? Can we have a tutorial? So I am finally here giving you guys that tutorial. Honestly, this look is very simple, but it's also very glam, and I think that's why so many people like it. As you can see, it is purple, but there's like a nice little shift of bluey pink on the lids, and oh my god, it is just like chef's kiss. It is such a fun look, and I just think it looks really pretty. And to achieve this look, I used the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. This is what she looks like. Oh, can I block the mirror? This is what she looks like inside, if for some reason you have never seen this palette. Well, let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you guys how I got this look. So as you guys can see, I already have one eye done, so now we're gonna go ahead and get started on the second eye. As I told you guys in the intro of this video, the only palette that I'm going to be using for this look is the Huda Beauty, what is this called? Desert Dusk palette. Whoa, I just dropped it. And naturally, the first time that I saw this palette, I was really drawn towards the purples in it. That is how I ended up creating this look. The first color that I'm going to take in this palette, it's this like light brown tan color, kind of gray. I don't even know how to describe it. This shade is called Musk, and I'm going to take it on a smaller brush. This is the NYX 32 brush. I'm going to dip into there kind of generously and just start applying that in the crease. Obviously my eyes are primed already. I used the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and then I just patted it over with some powder. So guys, how's your life been going? My life? Let me tell you, my life has been quite the show lately. So I had a midterm. By the time you guys are watching this, it was probably like 2 weeks ago. The class that I had it for is such a hard class for me. It's quantitative research, which is basically statistics. And let me tell you guys, I have never been so lost in my entire life. Literally in my entire life. Like, I don't know, this class is just so difficult for me because you have to deal with numbers, obviously, because it's like quantitative, right? So quantitative is all about numbers, but you have to deal with numbers, and I'm not good with numbers. Okay, I specifically chose a course in public affairs so that I wouldn't have to deal with numbers. So like the last 3 pages on the exam, they were all questions like, examine this table. And I'm like, sir, bold of you to assume that I care about any table other than the one in my dining room. Like, honestly, I don't know what I'm doing in this class. It is a mandatory class, so I have to take it and I just have to pass. I don't care what mark I get. I don't care if it's above the average, below the average. I just want to pass. So that is pretty much it for the crease. I know it looks like this color didn't really do much, but trust me, like every color has its purpose, okay? Just like how every person has a purpose. Anyways, this look is not too bright and bold. It's more focused on like the soft, glittery aspect of this palette. If you wanted to, you could take another palette in combination with this one if you want like a really, really bright purple look, but I kind of like how this look is more subdued. That's that on that. Next up, I'm going to be taking this purple shade in the middle of the palette. This shade is called Amethyst. I'm going to use the same brush. Again, go kind of heavily into that. Also, this palette is kind of hard pressed. So if you are familiar with, for example, Jeffree Star eyeshadows, his palettes are very soft pressed. So I feel like the pigment comes off really easily onto your brush. Whereas I feel like these palettes are harder pressed and you have to work a little more to get some color on your brush. So I'm going to take that purple called Amethyst, and I'm going to pat that onto the outer corner. So as you guys can probably see right now, it's not super pigmented. It's not giving me the most. Oh yeah, back to talking about that class from hell. Oh my goodness. Our midterm was out of 35, right? And I decided to count up just to give myself a little, I don't know, just to like reassure myself, I guess. I decided to count up how many questions that I knew for sure that I got this question right. Out of 35 questions, I only knew for sure that I got 17 right. 17. You need a 17.5 to get a 50%. When I tell you guys, I was questioning my life writing that exam. I was like, you know what? Is this degree really worth it? Anyways, let me know in the comments, do you guys have that one class that just like destroys your soul every time you walk into the lecture hall? Because for me, it is that class. Okay, now I'm taking more of that Amethyst shade And I'm kind of bringing it to the outer portion of the crease, but I'm not going all the way in. I just want like a light kiss of color, you know, like a little, you know, nothing too dangerous. In person, it is just like the slightest amount of purple to the point where it's still very wearable, you know? I feel like we have a nice little whisper of purple. Oh my god, that sounds like a novel or something, like Whispers of Purple. A lonely widow from San Francisco learns how to live her life without her husband of 35 years. Stephen King, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna take this shade right here. The shade is called Royal. So I'm going to take that on a flat brush and I'm going to put that pretty much all over the lid. This is like my favorite kind of purple. I just think it looks so pretty, especially if you are similar in skin tone to me. I think you will really love this look. Like, I used to be so afraid of icier looks like this because I always thought like, oh no, that's like, those looks are for white people. I mean, listen, honestly, that's what I used to think. Until you start playing around, you'll never really know what looks good on your skin tone, so just experiment. So because I'm really only using that color as a base, that is as much as I'm gonna put. Okay, actually I'm gonna take that same shade on my finger just a little bit and tap it on. Do you guys like my nails? I did them myself. I don't know, I like really like them. I got these nails from Walmart and they're the ones that you just like shape the way that you want, glue them on, and then paint them any color that you want. And I don't know, I really like them. Do you guys like them? Let me know in the comments. Now I'm gonna wipe my fingers off on my pants. Like I said, don't lie, you do this too, okay? And now I'm gonna go into the shade Twilight. So Twilight is this shade right here. It's kind of like a duochrome purpley pinky blue topper. It just looks so beautiful. There is a similar color to this in the James Charles times Morphe palette. This one is less bold and bright than that one, so that's why I actually prefer to use this one. But if you are going like super bold, bright glam, then you'll probably like that one better. I'm going to take it on my finger. Oh my god, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? Probably not, but anyways, so I'm gonna take that and I'm just going to pop that on the outer 2/3 of my lid. So I'm gonna try and leave that inner third kind of blank. Ooh, can you guys see that? It's so pretty. Oh my god. When I tell you guys this is like my favorite eyeshadow look to do like on a regular basis, I mean it. Like, I just love how this looks. Ooh, she's pretty. Ooh, good morning. Now we're gonna take my favorite shade in the whole palette and we are going to take this shade right here. This is called Retrograde. This is just like the prettiest duochrome. It's also pinky purpley bluey, but for some reason it's just more, I don't even know the word, but this shade just packs a different punch than the shade that we just used, which was called Twilight. So again, I'm gonna go in with my finger, take this shade Retrograde. Even in the pan, it feels a little harder than the previous shade, but this is what that looks like on my finger. So I'm gonna go ahead and press that on the inner third of my eye. Ooh my god. Oh my god. What the heck was that? I don't know. When I tell you guys glitter gets me so excited, this is just so fun for me. If you wanted to, you could just lay down that first purple that we put all over the lid. That shade was Royal. And then for like a punch or like for a spotlight eye, you could take this shade Retrograde and just put it on the middle of your lid. But I personally like adding the extra shimmer on the inner parts of my lid because I feel like it makes my eyes look bigger. I don't know if that's accurate, or I feel like it makes them look more like, you know, instead of like boom. Now I'm gonna do something that you guys have seen me do a million times already on my channel, but I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. I'm going to take that same shade Retrograde and I am going to kind of create the shape of a cut crease. I mean, obviously it's not going to be as defined as if you were to do a cut crease, but I just think this looks so pretty, and this also really opens up the eye a little bit, especially because I am taking this shimmer pretty high in the crease. I feel like that also just really makes your eyes look bigger. I feel like we are pretty much even. Ow, ow, ooh. You guys, I was trying to close the palette and it got like stuck in my flesh. Anyways, So that is pretty much it for the eyes. I'm just going to show you guys the fallout. There is quite a bit of fallout underneath my eyes. So if you are playing with this palette, again, I would suggest that you do your eyes first. I know I say that all the time, okay? I'm like a broken record, but I am such an advocate for doing your eyes first. You just save yourself so much hassle that way. So yes, if you are using this palette, definitely do your eyes first. So here's just a quick look at what the eyeshadow looks like right now. So I'm going to go off camera, finish up the rest of my face, and I will be back to show you guys the final look. So I am back, and this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you like this look. I feel like the eyeshadow toppers, well, they're not officially eyeshadow toppers, but in my head they're eyeshadow toppers. I feel like they are just a nice little trick that you can use on pretty much any eyeshadow. I actually wonder what they would look like on top of a different shade in this palette. Shades like Retrograde and Twilight, which are the two toppers. Those shades are really, really fun to play with. I feel like you could just create an endless amount of looks with this palette, given that those two shades are in them. Anyways, I had a lot of fun playing with this palette. Like I said, this is my go-to look if I want something with just like a hint of color but nothing too crazy. Yeah, that's about it for this video. Let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you would like to see on my channel. Of course, make sure it is makeup based, okay? Don't get too crazy. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!